I was laughing yesterday on day two of the NBA draft combine, the day of the scrimmages, because this thing happened where, there's a bunch of media in attendance at the combine, some of whom were in a big group chat with, some of whom we idolized, like the one and only Andy Katz. And they all started like breaking news in the form of asking players at the combine, like, hey, are you all in on this? And then the players at the NBA Combine would just be like, "Yeah, I'm all in on this," and then that would become news. Now, don't get me wrong; some of this was serious news. We did get a lot of serious tidbits on certain players who have said they're closing the door on going back to college, and we'll update you on all of those in this video. But did you find this as entertaining as I did? Because I feel like it started with Katz. Katz did this with Thomas Sorber, and we're in a group chat, and there was like kind of some laughs at Katz's expense for how he did this. And then an hour later, every media guy, Sweeney, Borzello, and Rothstein, all of them were like doing the exact same game. It was funny.
I think the funniest part to me was the how much the wording mattered. Are they all in? Is a door being shut? Is a door cracked? Honestly, if I was there, this is exactly why I would never be invited to the combine. I'd bring a door. I would bring a physical door, and I want you to show me how open the door is. The other side's college, and show me where the door touched you, basically. And I'd want to find out like that. But no, it was kind of funny, and it all came in succession too, and it all came like on a scale of 100. How are you in? How are you out? And then there's a door. Is it open or is it closed? Like it was funny. Also, I was waiting for one player to be like, honestly, I'm just kind of here. I'm really not even all in on this process like that.
Well, I think my potential superstar, Yaxel, is the one who handled this the most humorously, which we'll talk about in another video. But yeah, I was just greatly enjoying the entertainment value out of this. Again, I think it started with Katz. I think he literally was like just behind the scenes working hard, doing one-on-ones with players, and he asked Thomas Sorber, and Sorber was like, "Yeah, I'm all in." And then Katz tweeted it, and every media member was like, "Wait a second, we can do that? What?" And then they all were like rushing to get scoops on, "Are you doing this?" I just
Pioneer.
laughed because it's funny the concept of like there's 60 players or however many players there are at the combine. You are at the NBA combine. There are NBA teams there. What are you gonna say? You're not all in? Like in between three cone drills, someone's gonna ask you, "Are you all in?" You're gonna be like, "Yeah, not really. I'm just here for fun." Like,
I just wanted to, good sweat, good experience.
I'm just here for the gear, man. Like, of course they're gonna say they're all
All
in.
right.
So
I
I
got a
don't even
little,
know. Some of these I don't even think are serious updates, even if they're being presented as such. Some of these we got some concrete info on. So let's go through all this and shout out to all of the media folks who are working hard at the combine to actually provide some information. Jeff Borzello, BJB, put some updates in article form on ESPN, and credit to him for the article. Everybody go subscribe to ESPN Plus or whatever they want you to do to read the article. I think this one's not paywalled, so you can just read it for free. But let's just go through some of the big names. Carter Bryant and Thomas Sorber both definitively said, "I'm leaving. I'm in the draft. The door is closed on me going back to college." Drake Powell and LeBaron Philon also joined them, said, "I'm fully focused on this. I'm out. My school knows that I'm out." All of those presumably were new updates. I had not heard any of those concretely being "I'm gone" decisions before yesterday. And then meanwhile, you had other players in different camps. You have Cedric Coward, the Duke commit, and then Alex Condon at Florida, who are varying levels of foot out the door here. Cedric Coward basically said, "Hey, right now the information's telling me I should probably go, but I don't know." Alex Condon said, "Yeah, I've got a great situation waiting for me back in Florida. So if I get something great here, I'll take it. But if not, I got a great situation." And then you had my superstar Yaxel Lendeborg, who is changing his percentages every 5 seconds. I truly don't know what Yaxel's doing. The latest update as of last night is "I'm dead 50-50. I'm stuck in quicksand." So we'll do a Yaxel video separately from this, but all of those names I just went through, any of those surprise you in terms of what their next steps are?
To be honest with you, not necessarily. No. I feel like a lot of the guys who have had the one, I think some of the guys who've had the stay or go decision, I feel like it's been a go. But maybe they just want a little bit more reassurance. But I feel like there's been a lot of back and forth on some guys, like if Carter Bryant's gonna go or not. I figure Drake Powell isn't eager to go play for Hubert Davis for another year. Like, why would he come back? Thomas Sorber as well, just being great in what he did this past season. Like his draft stock is very, very high. I did hold out a little bit of hope that maybe Georgetown could be a player and spending some big money and possibly convincing him that he's a top 10 pick to come back next year. But I don't know. I'm not really, I guess, too surprised by any of the people that were asked directly. Do you know if anyone asked Todd Pettiford?
They need to.
Well, he's gone.
Even if nobody asks, you thinking he's gone based on how he played yesterday?
You don't play like that and then come back to play for Auburn respectfully.
Yeah.
I I would love to just close door off record ask Bruce Pearl. I'm assuming he drinks old fashions. I don't really know, but he's probably watching the combine, fresh old fashioned. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, there's another video on the channel if you want our winners and losers from day two. Todd Pettiford is arguably the biggest winner from day two of the scrimmages of the combine. So, okay, let's go guy by guy here of the ones I mentioned and maybe one to two that I haven't mentioned yet. This video is presented by Underdog Fantasy, and they've got a free pick tonight that you're going to want to take advantage of. Anthony Edwards to score over 0.5 points. Ant scores every single playoff game, as far as I know. Card, has he ever not scored?
Not since I've been alive, and that's 32 years for those wondering out there.
That pick sounds extremely free. Promo code SLEEPERS as a first time depositor at Underdog Fantasy. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus bets and a free pick. This is the shortest ad read we've ever done. You're welcome. Back to the video. Basically, right decision, wrong decision. Do you care? Any more thoughts? Carter Bryant, I'm out. Not even considering going back to Arizona. Do you think that's the right approach for Carter Bryant?
I think that's the right approach because even me as a Carter Bryant fan, G, I feel like he's getting a lot of buzz and rising without actually doing that much. Like, is that fair to say? And I'm a Carter Bryant guy. Like, I think he's going to be a successful two-way player in the league. But I just like he's not really doing that much, but his draft stock is rising, in my opinion. So if I'm him, I'm not coming back because to me, he's the prototypical come back and get nitpicked and hurt himself more than anything. Even though he might help himself, I think he could also hurt himself.
Yeah, I don't know if I have noticed the positive buzz for him as much as you have. I think he could be an NBA player. I've talked about this with him before. I don't think he was really featured at all at Arizona in year one. In year two, it's a win now roster around him. You've got Koa Pete, you've got a couple other big time freshmen, Braden Burry's coming in. Like, to me, they would be really awesome with him back. And I think he would be featured at the three. He's the one decision here that got me a little, yeah, I would have liked it if you came back. I'm at least
Really?
surprised he's being definitive with it this early because I don't think he's a lottery pick. Like, it'd be different if he was going to be picked 12th overall here. I think he's going to be picked like 18th to 25th in this
I
draft.
I seen him as high as 14.
Yeah, that's very fringe. Very fringe. I don't know. Like there's a world he's like the seventh overall pick next year if he has a great year as a starter at Arizona. But again, hey, if he just wants to be a first round pick, that's assuredly going to happen and he deserves it. Thomas Sorber is the one that Katz broke. I think it's the right move for him to go with how he's measured here. Do you agree?
So for me, I kind of feel the same way as you do with Carter Bryant. Um,
Oh,
I think that Sorber could come back and honestly, with what he showed his freshman year and what he could do this season, I think people will be taking Sorber like top 10 next season.
maybe. Maybe. Yeah, both these guys are in a similar camp. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't think I see that upside in terms of draft position for Sorber
Mhm.
necessarily. So I'm less concerned with him coming back. Also, like coming back to Arizona to be on a top five team is a lot different than coming back to Georgetown and Ed Cooley and what's going
Ah,
to happen. Yeah.
yeah.
Drake Powell, he had some very pointed comments on a few things that we'll speak to separately, but the idea that Drake Powell is just 100% out, I don't think Carolina knew that coming in. Is that the right move?
I think it's 100% the right move. I think he's been one of the best testers this week at the combine. And also like I mean, you talk about, I feel like you talked about with Carter Bryant, given the roster and what it is, why he should come back, right? With when I look at Drake Powell, like they got Caleb Wilson in there, and they got front court players in the portal, and I don't know, like I feel like for Drake Powell, there's maybe I don't know why I say a log jam, but I guess the roster isn't like, oh, I want to go back to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think just a little bummed we never saw Drake Powell featured, but Drake Powell himself is bummed he never saw
So
himself featured.
so why is this, or are we just letting that kind of go?
We'll talk
Like
about it in another
what's
video.
going on in the Chapel Room, like the Chapel Hill media room? Are we all just exchanging Bojangles, or are we gonna ask the tough hidden ones?
Bojangles pretty good. LeBaron Philon gone. This one surprised me.
I don't. Yeah. He to me, Philon has been one of the guys who's just like I'm NBA hellbent.
Yeah.
I don't even think he cares if he was on a draft board. I don't think if he cares if it got extended to 20 rounds and he wasn't on the draft board. He was entering and he was gone, which I don't know. Like I'm a Philon fan. I see like him having this role this year. Mark Sears gone. He's coming back, playing a backcourt with Aiden Holloway, and he's like a guy. I thought he could, solidify himself as a first round draft pick. And I don't know if he necessarily is for sure gonna be this year.
Yeah, I think be the star in a Nate Oates offense is like
Sounds amazing.
a great offer. Not many people get one, and Philon doesn't seem all that interested in it. He seems, I don't know, he's done a lot of confusing things throughout his career, right? Like leave Kansas for Alabama. There's just been a lot of weird, like, what are you doing stuff with LeBaron. But I agree. I don't think that one makes a ton of sense to me. Those are the guys who said they're definitively out. Cedric Howard. I mean, he's as transparent as you can be in the process. I actually really appreciate it. It's refreshing to listen to him talk. You're saying deuces. Is that what he should do? He should leave?
Yes, sayonara. I understand. I'm not really sure what the clause is in the Brotherhood contract as far as this situation. Don't know if this has happened before. Definitely gonna have to read the fine print. But yeah, he's gone.
He's talking like he kind of knows he has to. I just want to throw this out there. I don't think he does have to. I mean, he's like right now on rankings, he's like in the 30s. And I get that he's looking great, testing great. Every time you see him do anything at the combine, he looks awesome. And he's really, I think, winning people over just by talking, standing in front of the microphone, too. People love this kid. I love this kid. He's not going to get taken in the lottery. Like, no chance. If you go to Duke and you star at Duke, you will be. Like,
Yeah, I
this
don't.
is a big opportunity for him.
I push back on that. I don't think he would be picked in the lottery next season. I think if he has a great year next year, he would be fringe lottery because he's gonna be
Oh,
older.
that's 20 picks better than where he is right now, though.
Well, I've seen a lot of varying things with him though. Like the Athletic had him at 14.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly some teams that seem to be making promises to Coward behind the scenes. So who knows? Maybe the Athletic has more information than we do. But
I
I
also
just,
I did some behind the scenes research here, Gregory.
which is what?
I followed Cedric Howard on IG.
Okay,
Yeah, he's been making stories.
okay,
That ain't a story of somebody going back to Durham.
okay. We'll see. Call it a gut feel. I think he's going to talk himself into going back to Duke, even if he thinks it's the right decision to go pro. It would be a 1 year hired gun thing. It's a gut feel from me.
Do you think he makes more money where he gets drafted or more money at Duke?
NBA. But I think just listening to him, he gets it. And I think part of him thinks it would be really cool to be on a loaded team for one season at Duke. And I truly, truly think if he goes to Duke and is good, like look what that just did for Khan and Man Man. And I get those guys are freshmen, but like go to Duke, make a Final Four, be incredible. You're a lottery pick. You'll be a lottery pick. Cam Boozer will be a lottery pick. Isaiah Evans might be a lottery pick. It's all there. It's possible. You just got to go play good for 1 year. And he doesn't need it because clearly NBA teams like him. But again, gut feel, unless he's truly getting a lottery promise, I just feel like that one's going to happen. Condon's going back to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he should. That's the right decision.
To be honest with you, I don't know if he for sure should.
He doesn't
I
seem
just
like a
like
first round pick, but
it just so that's the only reason it makes me a little bit like iffy, but like Condon had a really good year, got the buzz. Does he maintain that next year? You know, that hype with Florida's team now. Did they get Boogie and Xavier Lee? Yeah, you like the guard play there, but so I don't know. Maybe he does improve his stock. Maybe he's featured a little bit more. He shows some things he can do. Um, but yeah, I think he should go back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's stop there with our updates. Those are the six big ones. If you want more on Yax Lendeborg, Drake Powell, others, we have other videos up on the channel this morning. Click subscribe so you see all of our NBA draft updates. We're rolling out our scouting report series soon.